Watch it. What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I good? Am I there? Is it all good, Josh?
You exist. You're good.
I exist. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Izzyverse. It's me, Izzy, and I'm here as always with my co-host, not guest, co-host, Josh. What's going on, Josh?
Happy Monday. Happy happy post Garden State convention. Happy,
Garden State Convention, man. We had a good time this weekend, right?
Yes, we did.
Yes. So, for those of you who want to know, this weekend we did go to the Garden State Comic Fest this past Saturday. We absolutely have footage. So there's definitely footage to go around. You're gonna start seeing it trickle in later this week. I just haven't had the time to do any editing because I have this little thing called a job that makes it really difficult. But what you got glooming in the background as if I don't know what it is already?
So this is one of the hot books of the week. We're going to talk about it, but this is Wonder Woman $7.99 convention exclusive in full foil, and people are out there buying it.
Yeah, and you have it for sale on eBay, right?
I have it for sale. Matter of fact, forget about eBay, folks. You don't have to go through that. If you go to thewoods.live right now, it's right there. It's a featured item on my store page. You can just go there. It's $40. It's a steal. If you're not going to get it for less than $40, it's going to ship out tomorrow. Go there right now. Thewoods.live.
Go there right now. All right, let's go ahead and say hi to the folks before they start going to thewoods.live. Starting with the first, as always, Las Cruces 1971. Hooray! And woohoo! Welcome to the show. We got S. Vaughn 82. What's going on, Scotty? How's it going? And of course, hello from New Mexico. Larry Green Machine. Howdy, everyone. What's going on? We got Tate Prime, who wasn't even sure he was subscribed yet, but now he's subscribed. So congratulations, Tate. John is in the house, as well as Yoshua. What is Yoshua or Yoshua?
I say Yoshua.
Okay, comics collects. Actually, what's going on? I love that little Miguel O'Hara. We'll definitely be talking about him today. All right, we got Collecting with Dirts. Hello, my homies. No spoilers for anything today, so we're going to just talk about certain things. But we're doing great. And, yeah, you know I'm doing well. Mike Beckerman's in the house. We got Beckerman in the house. What's going on, Mike? Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. What Halo is covering over Josh? And now you know. It's a Wonder Woman Halo. You know what I mean? So good stuff. We got a lot of stuff planned for today. We're going to be talking a lot about all the stuff that we did. I see Kenneth Bird just jumped in. Welcome, Kenneth, to the show. We're definitely going to get things started, but you guys know what we have to do. We got giveaway. We got a giveaway today, of course. And we got Black Spiders. I wonder who Black Spiders is. As if I don't know who that guy is. So you guys know, go ahead and put the hashtag IzzyverseNYC for your chance to get today's giveaways. And we got some really good giveaways for the show today, Josh. I know the Woods Collectibles donated, right? Donated, is that the good word? Donated some really cool comics. So let's go ahead and show them off. So we got here 4 comics that we're going to give away as part of today's bundle. One of them is going to be very special. The first book is The Riddler Year 1. That's going to be the special book number 5. This was like a personal favorite of yours, right? You fell in love with this cover.
Oh, I mean, I love all these, but yeah, both of them on the left, these are insta buys for me.
Yeah, so it's more than just a cover buy for you, right? So we got that. We also have the Action Comics 1056, the Wonder Girl, the Supergirl variant. So the Supergirl from the movie theater variant. So at least somebody's buying it, right? So we got that. We also I'm gonna skip Chris Chaos for a second because we're gonna get into Thor 35. Thor 35 is a special book because it features the origin of Hela. So we got the origin of Hela there. So that's a book. Was there a reason why you chose that book though?
Well, it's the key. We like to talk about keys on the show. I want to give someone a nice little treat. Give them a key.
All right, cool. Works for me. And finally, we have a very special approach for Chris Chaos. So Chris Chaos' new book by Dark Horse Comics is written by James Titan IV. You know him from Something's Killing the Children. You know him from Blue Book. You know him for plenty of other comic books that are out there. We're going to be giving away that book, but there's a catch. There's a caveat to this one, right? So let me just let me take this off the screen for a second. What we're going to do is we have one of two covers. We got the standard one, which you see right here, as you can see, completely clear. I love doing this. And then you have a foil version of the book, right? What we're going to do is really, really cool. If you win today's giveaway, then what's going to end up happening is that we're going to get these books signed for you. What do you think, Josh? Does that sound good?
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, right? And not only are we going to get them signed by James Tynion IV, we're going to get it signed by the whole team in the book. So you're going to have a multi-signature book. And that's what today's giveaway is going to be. Now, if you are a channel member, I'm going to send you both of them. I'm going to do both of them. If you are not a channel member, and I don't know why wouldn't you be a channel member, I'm just going to send you the cover A. So if you want that foil goodness, you got to be a channel member. All right, so that sounds good, guys. So let's see. We got some more people that jumped in here. So I see Evils, Empire Comics. Empire Comics, your package is on its way. I was waiting all day for it. It hasn't showed up today, but it should be on its way. We also got Evils Comics. What's going on, Evils Comics? Mike Arelis. Love having Arelis on the show all the time. It's always great to see that. Let's see here what we got here. I'm hearing buzz on Christopher Chaos. Maybe a peek at. Oh yeah, we got a signing. We got a signing on Wednesday to go to. So what else we got going on here? Let's see. I see some other people here. Ralph was hanging out with us on Saturday. We were doing some stuff. He even posted something. Did you get a chance to see his post? All right. And then we got boom 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 from Tate. So make sure we got 7 entries right now in it. Josh, we got a lot to talk about. So let's just get into the trending books. Are you ready for trending?
Let's do it.
Let's do this, guys. So we got the trending books for this week. And like I said, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. But before we get to that, we got to welcome Tate Prime into the channel membership. Thank you so much, Tate Prime. Of course, now you qualify for that, for all the other good stuff. And I got a special thing to share with everybody in a minute. Also, just jumped in, Dr. Von Who. Welcome to the show. All right. So let's talk a little bit about She-Hulk. She-Hulk number 3. I mentioned this last week to you, and it was kind of like straight out the presses, right? All right. So what's going on with this book? What's up with this book?
Well, in Edge of Spider-Verse 3, we found out Spider-Boy's full name, which is Bailey Briggs.
Yes.
So what did everybody do? They typed in Bailey Briggs Marvel into Google and discovered that Bailey Briggs is a name that already existed in Marvel Comics in She-Hulk 3.
Now, my question to you, and this is pure guess, is that the same guy?
Don't think it's the same guy. And the other fresh, hot off the press news we have today is that Spider-Boy is getting his own ongoing this fall.
About freaking time, I guess. You just got the news with Spider-Boy. Whew, ongoing.
Number 1 is coming, I believe, in September or October, and so we're
hot
gonna
off
get
the
a
presses.
lot more. He had his first solo in Spider-Verse, Edge of Spider-Verse 3. Definitely seems like a new character. He's definitely a boy. He's not a man in the boy costume. He's got at least one supporting character already. So it seems like they want to try to push this new character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, welcome to the show, Mark, Legion of Comics. We are Legion. What's going on, man? Welcome. All right. So Empire Comics, I don't think it's the same person. Could it be that Dan Slott just said, what the heck? This is the only name I could think of.
Well, again, this is yes, it's the writer, but editors, come on, you got to catch this. If this is just a red herring and it's not intentional, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right. Moving on to another book that kind of like went under the radar, and that's the Hulk Annual #1. This book came out back in May. And this is like most annuals, annuals don't get a lot of love, right?
No.
And what is some of the reasons why they don't get a lot of love, especially when it comes to specific annuals?
Yeah, I think the biggest reason is that well, I think there's two. One is that they typically have a higher price point. So of course you get more story for your buck, but if you're walking into a store and it's like, well, I could get a number 4 or a $4 from my ongoing or this annual, which may lead into nothing, people are usually going to go with the ongoing for the same reason. They're hard to collect in a way that feels good because they don't always come out, right? You might get an annual one year, you might not get one the next year. They're definitely going to get renumbered whenever the series restarts. So so for annuals are always they're usually anthologies as well. Anthologies are their own kind of thing that not everyone likes. So there's a couple of things working against annuals.
The other factor is that they don't go as part of some people's poll list, right? So it's not part of the original poll list that people put in. So it's like, I'm going to order the Hulk book. Well, you're going to get the Hulk regular ongoing. And this kind of like, it's almost like a one shot of, in a way, treated like a one shot where it's a separate entity and it's a separate book, but it, you know, even though it should be part of that pool, but it's sometimes not. So.
It's also not usually the regular creative team, at least most of it. So, you know, if you're signed up for a book for the creative team, you're definitely not going to get that anyway.
Yeah, and I used to love how annuals used to be, where they were part of an event. So if you remember back in the early 90s, well, you probably don't because you were still a baby. In the early 90s, they used to do these annual events where the annual served up as the event in the crossover, like Atlantis Attacks or the Evolutionary War. Those were actually really cool. I wish that's how they do events, but apparently they don't always do it. So that's that. Another book that came out that has some buzz behind it is this book called Nimona. And the reason why it has buzz is because it is a Netflix series. You're going to find an animated version of this book, and that's why this book is having some buzz right now. Also, it's originally a Tumblr web series that they collected into a book. Within time, I don't know. It depends on the success of this animated feature. So if you want to pick it up, pick it up. I wouldn't spend too much money on it. If you want to pick it up, just do so. You know anything about Nimona?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, so exactly. Most of us in the community haven't heard this book. Now, those of you that have been in the community for as long as I have, you know this book. But most people don't. And that is Ruins #1. Now, based on the cover, what's the first thing that comes into your mind, Josh? Looking at this cover by itself.
I mean, it's like 3 pixels, but looks like some sort of art with people.
Well, yeah, it actually is an homage type cover. It's an homage cover to the Marvels. Remember the original Alex Ross series that came out years ago, right? So it's an homage to it. But Ruins is a Marvel series. It is in the style of a What If or an Elseworlds, right? So it's in an alternate universe. And what was interesting about this book, it came out way back in 1995, written by Warren Ellis. It didn't have any sort of love because it is Warren Ellis doing what Warren Ellis does best: ruin anything and everything he could possibly do. And in a good way. I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm saying it as a good thing. Because what Ruins is it's a 2-part story that takes place in an alternate universe of Marvel. But in this world, this is kind of like precursor to the zombies, right? In this world, everything gets destroyed, right? So Spider-Man gets bit by a radioactive spider. What happens? He blows up. You got Jean Greg's a prostitute. You got Nick, you got a drunk Nick Fury. This book is insanity, right? At its finest. Now, what made this book jump into this list is because of TikTok. This book went viral in TikTok. I don't know why. No, my phone doesn't even understand. But this book went viral on TikTok, and now people are going crazy to try to read this book. If you want to read this book, it's online. You could read it online. But of course, now this book is going to start getting high demand. There's no other buzz other than what TikTok put out. So it came out in TikTok. People saw it and went, oh, let's go check this one out. And that's exactly what happened in this book. So Ruins, if you want to read it, go ahead and read it. I'm telling you, it's a crazy story. It is nuts, right? But let's go ahead and say hi to Daniel Carpenter, who just made the shop. Also, Shop for Comics. What's going on? How you doing? So I'm still trying to keep track of everybody that's jumping in. I see Flo Dameron, welcome to the show. Yep. If your shop doesn't pull annuals, jailed. Exactly. Give them everything. You know what I mean? That's how this works. All right. Next book on our list, Wolverine 32. This is the Alex Ross variant with the Rhino. Rhino's just hot, man. That's it. It's just Rhino's hot. That's all I gotta say. People haven't seen what Rhino looks like because Kraven the Hunter trailer came out. Then tell me, did you see it?
I did see the trailer.
And your thoughts?
That's apparently it does not have an M rating. I think it should.
It's gonna be rated R. It's gonna be rated R. It's gonna be rated R. I think it's gonna be rated R. What you saw is probably what you're gonna get. You can do a lot with a rated R movie. You know what I mean? So you got the Wolverine 32, which is the variant Alex Ross timeless variant. Of course, Spider-Man 41, first appearance of Rhino is on the list. We saw this book this weekend. I was trying to get you to buy it, but you didn't want it, right?
I didn't grab it. Yeah, no. I try not to buy into pumps.
Yeah. Kenneth, I think you have a typo, so you might want to fix the typo. But guys, remember Izzyverse NYC. All right, it looks like crap.
That spawn's not holding back.
No, he's not. Oh, look into the show. You got Comic Journey. He's in the show right there. What's going on, CJ? All right. I would love to hear CJ's take on Kraven the Hunter trailer, what he has to say about it, because I'm sure he's going to do it. And we got Trev, the shipping guru. He's putting a pass on Kraven. I will say this much. I think Aaron Taylor Johnson looks awesome. Like, he looks the part, but I think the story's going to suck.
Yeah, and they went with the younger version, right? So he doesn't have the beard. I think I'm gonna watch it.
So what do you think about the lion's blood going into his system and causing him to get powers?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have done that as the origin.
I think there's more to it. I think we're not seeing the whole thing. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, my thought is that they're showing us that, but there's got to be more than that, because if that was the case, everybody's gonna go out to the jungle and say, hey, let me get some lion's blood and see if I turn into Kraven the Hunter, because there are some dummies out there. So
maybe, this is the same studio that brought us Morbius.
Yes, but it's also the same studio that brought us into the Spider-Verse.
That was okay. All right. Sure. Animated movie, though.
That is also true. Let's see. Russell Crowe reminds me of Kraven. Right. I think that's the idea. So they should have Kraven drinking. You see, I love it. Absolutely love it. You got Amazing Spider. Speaking about annuals, we got another annual here that came out way back in 1964, and that is the Amazing Spider-Man annual. What's important about this? It features the first team appearance of the Sinister Six. Now, this is something that I think Sony has been trying so hard to get. Why is Sony clamoring to have a Sinister Six?
I mean, Sinister Six is, like, when you think of Spider-Man, that's got to be one of the things you think about, right? Sinister Six. Mm-hmm. They got really, really close in, what was it, No Way Home? So I think
No Way Home. Amazing Spider-Man #2 kind of pretty much introduced them that they were coming, but that never happened. Remember?
Yeah. So they've kind of had like two really close shots at it. But I think if they did a legitimate Sinister Six, people will go to see that movie like
Yeah.
hotcakes. So I think it's something. It's a goal they
What's
want
up,
to
TM?
achieve. There's a lot that has to happen. So might as well.
TM's giving you a shout out there, Josh.
TM.
Yeah. TM Nerdy, what's going on? All right. And then we got Hola CJ. He gets the Spanish one, right? Aren't we the Spanish kids? All right. So yeah, but this is an annual Sinister Six. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Sony really wants it. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see a Sinister Six without Spider-Man. That's where I draw the line. Even though I probably drew the line long before that.
Right. So I mean, what would they even?
What would they? They're gonna be heroes. They're gonna start a super team.
Right. I mean, no. I've always assumed that they would do like the fifth and like let movie 4 be like Peter going to college, and then the 5th and 6th movie are like, parts 1 and 2 of a Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Double movie.
Well,
that's what I think.
Let's figure it out. Mia, viaje como de we know that face. What's going on? Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo está usted? Y bienvenido a El Easy Vest. All right. Señor Tyler. Tyler doesn't translate well in Spanish, does it? Like you say Tyler or Tyler? Tyler? Tyler?
Tyler? Oh,
Tyler?
like what's the Spanish version of Tyler?
Yeah, what's the Spanish version of Tyler? Oh.
That's a good one. I don't know.
Tyler. That's all I got to say is Tyler.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's go back here. New this week to the list, you got the further adventures of Indiana Jones, #1. This book came out way back in 1983. Obviously, we have Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny coming out this week. There's not a lot of buzz for this movie, man. Like, I do want to see it because I'm an indie fan and I like indie. But I'm not rushing to see this movie.
It's done.
He tried to retire 3 movies ago. What are you talking about?
Just let him go. It's of course. I mean, if you keep paying him, he's going to keep doing it.
Well, yeah. Money talks, man. Money talks.
Reboot it with Alden. What's his name?
Oh, no. You really want to go there?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
If you're gonna do it, you should really do it.
Well, didn't they do? Look, early screeners, just like TM Nerd, and yeah, I'm with TM Nerd. Early screener said it's not good, even though it's done by James Mangold.
Yeah.
Mangold is the right way to say it. He did it.
Yeah.
He was responsible for doing Logan. He did Logan. He did Wolverine. He did Ford versus Ferrari, which is an awesome movie, by the way. However, he's also done the Wolverine. And the Wolverine was a okay movie. It wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't great. So
yeah, I mean, the director's not solely responsible for the success of failure of a movie. I think you said overall it's a good track record. Mm-hmm. Having said that, again, at this point you're squeezing water from a stone from Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
Mm-hmm. Agree. All right, moving on. We're getting some traction for Wolverine Origin #10. But before anybody asks the question, that is not Wolverine's hand. Whose hand is that? Do you know?
That's his son. That's Dakin.
That's Dakin or Dakin or whatever how you say his name. So
I've never heard anyone say Dakin, but sure, it's comics. Who cares?
So this one is getting momentum because there is a rumor that he's going to be in Deadpool as well. It looks like they're going to shove everybody in this movie.
How long is this movie?
I don't know, but it got pushed up. So that's a good sign.
Oh, it's releasing earlier?
It's releasing in May now.
Is it releasing earlier because they no longer have writers, so they can't make any changes?
Maybe that's the case, but maybe because all the other movies are getting pushed back, they got to push something forward.
Right.
Or else they have no movies in theaters, right? So that's the reason. But my only concern is if they introduce us to Dakin, what kind of version of Dakin we're gonna get. That's what I'm concerned. And I don't mean by version of Dakin because there's really one in the comics, but they could do something where he's a little kid.
I don't think they do that because they already did that for Logan.
So what? This is Deadpool we're talking about here.
So you would have like what, little kid Dakin in like a comedy movie?
Yeah. Rated R comedy. What's up,
Maybe.
Comics by the Bay? What's up, Marvel Matt? We got C Bizzle in the house. What's going on, C Bizzle? Make sure, guys, for those of you who just jumped in, make sure you put in that Izzyverse NYC for today's giveaway. We got some really funny giveaways for today. So make sure you put Izzyverse NYC, hashtag Izzyverse NYC for today's giveaway. All right, let's move on to our next book. Wolverine 66, man. Old Man Logan is in the house. I'm so curious for that. And no, it will not be evil. We're not getting the PG-13 Dakin. We're getting the rated R Dakin. This movie's going to be rated R. So be on the lookout for that one. So Wolverine 66? Izzy versus NYC.
I like that one.
That's a good one. All right. I guess this was just here just for Buzz's sake, right?
I mean,
it's a good book.
I had someone pick up the trade for this week, so I think they're trying to grab this story. It might have something to do with Deadpool. It might not. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. I sold this book years ago. I had this book and I sold it years ago, the whole series. So it was a sad day for me because you know how I am about my books. All right. West Coast Avengers 45. This one's in the list because of the rumor Vision Quest TV series. Now, I don't know what to think of Vision Quest. I don't know if it's happening. There's just discussions that it's going to happen. Nothing's been made official. We're not going to see anything in San Diego Comic-Con because no one's going to go. So I think the only people that are going to go are DC. Everybody else is going to stay home. But pretty much all the studios says, we're not going this year to Comic-Con. And all the people that bought their Comic-Con tickets says, what do you mean? I spend this much money and you're not going?
They're really expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So Comic Journey would rather see a rated R Elektra. If it's anything like that Elektra movie that came out years ago, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it, man.
I mean, they could grab the Netflix Elektra. I would watch that.
Well, I have a copy of Elektra. I have the movie. I have a box of it. I have yet to take it out of its plastic.
Oh, okay.
That's how much I saw. That's how desperate I am to see that movie. That I have not taken it out of its plastic. All right, moving on. We got another book here that is a really cool book when you look at the cover, and that's Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man 116. This features the first appearance of Foreigner, like Forger, right? No, Foreigner. A mercenary and ex-husband of Silver Sable, and he's going to be in Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
It seems like we're getting Silver Sable, and all of these Black Suit covers always do really well.
Yeah, exactly. And to CJ's answer, it is official. Both Josh and myself will be in New York Comic Con. We're gonna be rolling all 4 days, right? You're doing all 4 days, right?
I'm doing all 4 days. It's not even close to October yet. I already have a list of things I'm gonna try to buy. So
exactly.
Get your request in now.
And just like Becker, San Diego slowly slipping into irrelevancy. Yeah, I think New York Comic Con might end up becoming bigger than San Diego.
Oh, for sure. I also see the pendulum swinging back towards comics, away from other entertainment genres, which is kind of weird to say, but I just see a little bit of that happening.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, another book that's in the list, issue 2 of Ruins. Remember, as I said, it's a 2-part series. So the second issue is also here as well. And as you can see there, again, book is bonkers, man. This book is totally bonkers. You definitely have to check it out if you haven't checked it out. So even if you have it on Marvel Universe or Comixology, go check it out. It is insane. All right. Okay, I see jumping in. Czar's Collectibles and Comics. If it stays about comics, it probably won't because it's a bigger thing than that, right? Now we have, let's see, Meet the Skrulls. Okay, now it's time to talk about our main attraction. First of all, Meet the Skrulls #1 is on the list because it features the first appearance of a certain character named Emily Clark. Did the character called Gianna in the show. First of all, before we start even talking about the controversy behind Secret Invasion, what were your thoughts on the show itself?
Oh man, it was going so well, and then that ending was
the ending was crazy.
If you know what I mean?
It hurt. The ending hurt. I'll admit, the ending hurt.
So I like the credits rolled, and I was just like, what what am I supposed to do now? You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
so I would say like a little bit disappointed, but you could say the stakes are higher now, and I thought
Yes.
it was good. I'm looking forward. It's a short season. It's only 6 episodes,
Yeah.
so I'm looking forward to it.
Better than those avocado eaters. All right. Stand in line for 616 comment. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. I know what
Yeah,
you're
I'm gonna
talking
need
about.
that in a spreadsheet, my guy. Like, come on.
Yeah, we got the exclusives. We're doing okay. So here's my thought. First of all, I enjoyed it. It was a little dark, and what I mean by dark, it was hard to see. It was a lot of dark scenes for me, right? So that's the first thing. And it felt like watching Game of Thrones all over again in a way, right? So, but no one's complaining about that. No one's complaining about how everybody keeps saying that Nick Fury has changed since the blip. No one cares about that. No one cares about what happened in the beginning because you talk about the ending. The beginning had a trip too, right? So right in the beginning, we're already in. Don't trust the scroll. You don't know who to trust, right? The thing that everyone is talking about is AI. And why is AI so important? Josh, what's the reason why people are talking about AI? This is not a Terminator show.
So if you've been living under a rock for about a year or so, uh, the advances in AI technology, honestly, it's barely AI. It's not really AI. What people have done is created these models where you plug in a bunch of different art from any source you want, thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of images. Then you can put in a text prompt. You can say, hey, give me a Captain America, or give me a Scroll, or give me an Izzy. It will take all those different images, and based on the tags from those images, combine them and mix them up in some way that makes sense to the computer brain, and give you an image with, in theory, no artist required, right? So what's the problem here? The problem is that all the images that they fed into that model to make this thing that can spit out more images, there was no permission granted by the creators of those originals. So for example, you, Izzy, you're an artist. If you draw something and you put it on the internet, it very well may have been grabbed by an AI model and put into its database and used to generate these other images. So it's a huge problem. It's also a huge problem in education because of plagiarism. Is it plagiarism? Is it not? How do you detect it? What are we going to do moving forward? So I have not met a single professional artist on the internet or in real life who is in favor of AI as it stands. It just you're not. It's I've never seen any one group of people be ever so united on this one thing that AI used for this purpose is bad, and it was used in Secret Invasion. It's the opening credits.
And you know what's funny? I kind of understood why it was used in Secret Invasion. It made sense in a weird way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, so what's interesting, what you mentioned about the copyright part of it, right? There are no real copyright laws against doing what they did. That doesn't really exist because AI is a generally new type of thing. However, it is extremely unethical,
Yes.
right? And companies already have been sued. So a lot of this art is coming from art that you find on DeviantArt, and people just putting out their stuff, right? So that people could see it, they could get perhaps get commissions off of it and things like that. But it also goes back. This kind of stuff isn't new to us. It's new to us in the sense that it is an artificial intelligence doing this work. But this kind of stuff, people taking other people's work, that's been happening for a very long time. The whole pop art movement with Andy Warhol, that he's the prime example of doing that, taking other people's art. The Obama poster, if you guys remember the Obama poster, what was it? What was his slogan? I forgot what his slogan was.
Change we can believe in.
Yes, change we could believe in. It was at his face, and it had that blue and red,
Yeah.
very pastel like color. That image has been duplicated like there's no tomorrow. Talking about homages, right?
Yeah.
That one is a good example of it. All that is going back to that same model that we keep talking about. The difference here is that what also is happening, like you said, that everybody's together on this, is because people could lose jobs, and people could lose the opportunity to do it. Because if I could get a computer to do what you're doing, especially on the entry level position, because that's really what happened, right? Because there was somebody that put the algorithm in place to make it happen, right? The problem is that someone else could have been doing that. And here you have a show that's $1 million show, and you're instead of spending the money on someone and giving the guy like $20,000 a year, which is practically nothing, you're saying, okay, we don't need to give that guy that money anymore. Let's just do it ourselves, right? And let's be honest, it was crappy.
Oh no,
it was garbage.
It was not worth looking at. And like you alluded to, being a creative, it's almost impossible to make a living as a creative unless you're the very top of the field, whether it's art, writing, graphic design, all of these different things. Mm-hmm. It's already so hard. And then you add in the idea that I don't need any of those people anymore. I can just put in a prompt and get an image I can use commercially. It's very problematic.
Yeah. So all this stuff is a problem. And I understand. I honestly do understand why it was used for the show. I get it entirely. I don't like it. You know what I mean? So we got here. Explain to me why it's unnecessary. I'm just curious. People feel that losing.
Yeah, I can take this one. It really comes down to the fact that the images they're using as the source, that was the people who created that did not grant permission for their art to be used in this way. So it's as if you took my image and then you threw it in your collage, but you didn't really make anything new with it. You just kind of used it. And again, it's not technically illegal as of yet. There's not a law saying you can't use someone else's art and put it into a data model like this. But again, you didn't get permission from me. There are licenses in place to say like, yes, you can use it for this, you can use it for that. It's just not out there yet. Again, I have not met a single artist who says, oh yeah, you can use my art for your AI model. Nobody's okay with it, but it's just happening.
Well, it's not even that. Is that an artist can say you can use my art for an AI model, but give me the money. Give me my piece of the pie.
Exactly. Right.
If you give me my piece of the pie, then I'm okay with it. If you're not using, and again, we do it all the time, right? It's not something that's not. It's not just sold to AI. We do it when we put up a thumbnail. We do it when we post something on Instagram. When we take someone's image and we resend it, right? We tag them, right? We don't tag the person and say, hey, I want to send this out to this one. Or we somehow blindly give credit to ourselves without even realizing it. That's the part that makes it very challenging. And this is something that sooner or later, I think it will make it to the Supreme Court in some way because it is that big of a deal.
Well, what's going to happen is you always got to follow the money. So what's going to happen is somebody's going to start to use Disney images in their model, and that Disney's going to get involved. And Disney is the kings of copyright. So however Disney wants the laws to be written, that's how it's going to happen.
Exactly. All right, moving on to our next book here. This is a book that makes me laugh. A dollar book that soared to the top because there was rumors of Bad Bunny becoming a Mexican luchador in a movie. So, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is the first appearance of El Muerto. As you can see, it's back on the trending list, but it's actually dying down. It has been confirmed as of this week that this movie has been either put on hold and eventually will probably get dropped. So,
yes,
I can see this book in the dollar bin again.
And this is why you don't speculate on comics.
Moving on, Amazing Spider-Man number 4. This is the first appearance of Silk, another Spidey character that we actually haven't seen. This is a character that did not show up in Spider-Verse. Interesting. Now that I'm thinking about it, but there is rumors that she will be getting her own series someday.
I mean, they've been saying that for a while.
That is true.
I mean, this character is popular because she's a female spider. Dan Slott created her. He's pushed her in different ways. So, this book has actually, like many keys, it's gone down in value over the past year from its peak. So it's interesting that it's on this list now. We got Free Key Louis, Silk Girls,
yeah. Oh, I would love, CJ, I would love to have a roundtable discussion about the pros and cons of AI. As an artist myself, I completely understand it. So, yeah, if you want to make it happen, we could definitely make this happen. We could make it a special edition of the Izzyverse, or we could do it on the Comic Journey show. So I don't care. Either way works for me. So I'm definitely down for it. All right, moving on. We got Batman #1. The only book on this list that I could think of that is related to the Flash movie that is tanking right now. I personally like the movie. I enjoy the movie. I gave it 4 out of 5. My score still stands. The only reason why I didn't get a full 5 was because of that CGI, which hurts it. But it wasn't just the CGI that hurt the movie. It is the current position of Ezra Miller, the actor involved in this movie. Do you think this movie can succeed in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any one thing explains why this movie is not doing well. Because it's doing really bad. It's doing worse than Black Adam. It's doing worse than Shazam. It's kind of shocking for a character that's in the Justice League. And
but
this,
is
this
it?
huge block.
But is it? But is it?
No, I'm saying Flash is a character in the Justice League.
It was the ugly CGI babies, the baby shower.
But again,
talking about unethical, right? You put babies in harm that way.
I also I can't see any single reason explaining it. You're not going to know that the CGI is bad before you see it. So I don't think anyone's like,
word of mouth.
I want to see it because
it's all about word of mouth, man.
The Ezra Miller thing, yes, but also people are generally oblivious to a lot of the things that go on in Hollywood, including people's superstars' personal lives. And there's also people that will go see movies that have actors in them with other troubled pasts and so on and so forth. So it's hard to figure out, like, how is this moving? Of course, this movie was never going to beat Spider-Verse. It was even a big ask for it to beat Transformers and Fast X or anything. But this movie is doing so bad. It's astounding.
Yeah, it's bad. You got Michael Keaton. I think the problem was the marketing strategy because of what happened with Ezra Miller. They kept it in the download. I honestly think Warner Brothers gave up on this movie years ago. Like, they tried to hype it up a little bit towards the end, but they were like, no, we're done. We gave up. Because I think with the amount of time this movie was sitting on the shelf, you could have fixed the CGI. My honest opinion is that they decided we spend enough money on this movie. We're not going to spend any more money on this movie. We're sending it out as it is. Make an excuse if you want to, which they are, but there's no excuse for that bad CGI. It is bad. I'm sorry. I have to admit, it is bad. It looks like watching a video game in some scenes.
Sure.
A bad video game, right? So I think that's part of it. And I think, not having the other actors promote it. I didn't see it. It's hard because they couldn't promote it the same way. And the reason why is because, again, the writer's strikes again. They couldn't go on the talk show circuits, right? Mm-hmm. They would have been on Jimmy. They would have been on what's the other guy? What's the other guy?
Conan.
The guy on the other. No, Conan stopped doing his thing a while ago. It's the other guy. What's his name?
I don't stay up late to watch TV.
I don't stay up late night. It's Jimmy's friend, but it's the other guy. So they didn't get to go to the talk show circuit because there's no writers, so we can't do that. So they lost the opportunity of promoting it in that way. They lost the opportunity. They didn't want to spend any more money. They were like, you know what? We're writing it off. And yep, I think Blue Beetle's gonna suffer hard.
Blue Beetle looks really good, though. If Blue
I
Beetle
agree,
tanks,
but I think it's going to suffer.
I'll never forgive someone. I don't know who to blame, but I'll never forgive them.
But don't blame Three Good Nerds. They're on the show. So what's up, Three Good Nerds? All right, let's get moving. More Craven love. This is actually one of my favorite Mike Zeck covers of Amazing Spider-Man 294, The Death of Craven the Hunter. And no, that is not a spoiler anymore. If you haven't been reading comic books since 1987, Craven dies. I'm sorry, he's not dying in this movie. So there you have it. A book here, the last book in this. Well, that's the last book on this list. Another book on this list is Secret Invasion #1. Of course, we're talking about Secret Invasion. The comic book is here. Woohoo! Go figure, right? It's here. Obviously, this TV show has nothing to do with this comic book. That's my only complaint.
Yeah. There's tiny similarities between this and
there's scrolls. That's about
it. That just came out.
Yeah,
but
it's not the same thing.
It's even like they trimmed down Civil War, to fit in one movie. But it's like no
Civil
comparison.
War
Like,
is
Secret Invasion
somewhat
is like down to here.
Yeah, Civil War is kind of like we took elements from the comic book. Secret Invasion, we took the name and scrolls.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they did. Let's call it Secret Invasion. Yeah, let's add some scrolls in there. Right? But the comic, if you haven't read the Secret Invasion comic book, it is one of the best crossover events. I think it might be one of the last good crossover events that Marvel has put out, because when it did come out, Brian Michael Bendis, who was actually doing really good at that time, he slowly started, sprinkling the story without having to give out the whole thing. Like little by little, things were happening, and then we ended up getting Secret Invasion. So by the time we got the comic book, we were already intrigued because of everything Bendis did prior in the Avengers run. With the whole Spider-Woman, with Elektra, all that stuff was awesome. It was gold, right? And then we get the comic book, and that's how it works. That's how you do a good comic book. Digger Cards, welcome to the show, guys. All right, let's move on to the last book in our list, and that is The Sickness. And no, this is not the Disturb album, because if you're down with The Sickness, yeah, I had to throw that in sooner or later. This book is still hot. People are enjoying it. It's a black and white comic book. It is one of these comic books that it's like you'll enjoy it because it's just weird. It's good artwork. And you get to see, when you see the artwork, you see what I'm talking about. The artwork's really good. Good line work. Good black and white artwork. But it's just nuts. It's like, it doesn't really make any sense. It's there. People like it. People are intrigued by it. I don't know what's its future. And we'll see. But issue 2 is not coming out all the way in December. So issue 1, you have. Issue 2, you got to wait a couple of months for it. So there you have it, guys. Those are your books of the week. Well, those are your trending books of the week. Let's get into the top 10, guys. So what's on the top 10? Let's find out right now. Thoughts? Comments?
I saw a Peach Momoko variant on there.
Yeah.
I've been seeing some Peach Momoko backlash. I think some people, a good chunk of the comics readership that is tired of her covers. So it's good to see.
Because there's so many. It's like they throw them out.
We might have reached peach saturation.
Yeah, we're done with peaches. Peaches. We're done with peaches. I think she's amazing artist. She's an extremely talented artist. It's oversaturation.
However, can't have her on every book.
Yeah, but there's some nice things that are happening. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right, we got AR in the house. What's going on, AR? Last week's winner. Welcome aboard, AR. All right, so yeah, good stuff there. But anyway, I don't. I'm not against anyone that loves Peach. I personally like her work. So, Bizzle, I like Peach work. It's not to say I don't like it. I think we're just have an oversaturation of it. It's everywhere. Yeah, did you catch the Predator Wolverine cover?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one. But that hasn't come out yet.
It's in the previews. Go to the previews book.
Yeah, that just got previewed. I'll go check that out.
Yeah, go check it out. You gave me one, so I'm sure you have your copy. All right. So we got that. All right. Guys, it's time to find out what's coming out this week. So let's take a look at the pull list. And here we are with our pull list for this week. We got 18 titles over at Marvel Comics. Let's get things started with the first book. And you know what? This is a weird week because we don't really have a lot of number ones this week. So we have a very small amount of books when it comes to the number ones. But our number one book is X-Men Before the Fall, Heralds of Apocalypse. Also, the final issue of Carnage Reign storyline. Have you been reading that storyline?
No, it's been selling pretty well though. People like Carnage, people like Miles. It's been a strong seller.
Yeah. So it's interesting. A lot of people like Carnage. He's always a fan favorite. Another book that came out this week is another finale of a story, and that is Thor 35. This features the origin of Hela.
Yeah, somehow we got this far in life without having an origin.
Did
of Hela,
we?
So this is it.
Wow, we got the Hela, and we're giving away this book today, so you have it there. Amazing Spider-Man 28. Have you been enjoying this run past now that we're past this whole what did Peter do crap?
I like the new art direction. The writing is essentially the same, more or less. And we don't really, we didn't get a lot in last issue.
All right.
So,
I like how Manny the Hobgoblin is letting he likes Doc Ock. Pixar version of Doc Ock.
It is hard because I'm one of those people that really like Superior Spider-Man, and it seems like they just rolled all of that character development back. But that's comics.
But I think in this case, the reason why we have Doc Ock, because we are going to get Superior Spider-Man coming up back. He's going to return, so this story might connect to that. I'm assuming if we're talking about Doc Ock, maybe there's a connection there.
Maybe.
All right, She-Hulk 14. We got another. This is also a key issue. This is the origin of what's the name of this character? I forgot.
The Scoundrel.
The Scoundrel. Okay, is it worth the buy? That's my question.
So I mean, it's a Jen Bartel cover. There's also a Derek True variant and a Derek True version for this. So I think I would get it. I mean, I'm a She-Hulk fan, so I'm getting this.
Oh, you a fan? All right, Ghost Rider.
I'm not
15.
really a Scoundrel fan, but
what a scoundrel! We got Ghost Rider 15 is up again. People are loving Ghost Rider. Deadpool 18, Captain America: Symbol of Truth issue number 14. Also Silk number 2. I personally like that cover. I really enjoyed that cover there. Daredevil Echo issue number 2. Storm number 2. Silver Surfer Ghost Light number 5 is also out. And Warlock Rebirth issue 3. Yeah, issue 3 of Warlock. I've been enjoying it. I like Warlock. I'm always enjoying it. Avengers
book is
Beyond.
literally for you.
Yeah, it was written for me. Avengers Beyond issue number 4. Predator 4. Alien number 3. And we have Darth Vader, Black, White, and Red 3. And Star Wars Dr. Aphra issue 30. It's 33 or is it 34? 33, right? Now I'm confused.
It's
I
33. Yeah,
it's 33. Okay,
the main series.
Yeah. All right. Talk to me a little bit about Dr. Aphra because this is an important book for this week.
Yeah. So this is the first appearance of the Star Weird. I'm not going to spoil that, but it also has a variant cover featuring Ayla Secura, which is a fan favorite for a couple of really good reasons from the prequels. So definitely grab that one.
Okay. Now, TM Nerdy, way too much Marvel. Ha! You have no idea. This is a light week for Marvel. It's a light week for Marvel. You don't know. We have had we've almost hit the 30 mark with Marvel at one time. So Marvel, this is a quiet period for them. All right, DC Comics has 11 titles scheduled for this week, and we got Detective Comics 1073, Action Comics 1056, Green Arrow 3. Green Arrow's been a fun book. A lot of people have been enjoying it. We got Peacemaker in this book, so that's probably going to gain a little more momentum because people love Peacemaker. Harley Quinn issue 31 is also scheduled to come out this week. Batman Brave and the Bold issue number 2. Tim Drake Robin issue 3. City Boy 2. Riddler Year 1 number 5. Now we're giving away the Riddler variant cover. Have you been enjoying this book? Because this book is it's set in the Batman universe from the movie.
Yeah, actually, this book in the sales charts I've seen, which are not always accurate. This book seems to be doing well. If you like the Riddler, it's a must buy.
Yeah, cool. All right, Batman Adventures continues season 3, issue number 6. DC Ruby number 5 and Fables 159. All these books coming out for DC. When we go into Image only has 8 books this week, guys. But from them, you have World Tree issue number 3. James Tynion goodness, people are loving World Tree. Vanish number 8 is also scheduled to come out this week. The Scorch number 19. Local Man number 5. Indigo Children number 4. Hell to Pay number 6. The Savage Strength of Starstorm number 2. And Sinner's War Awakenings number 3. I like this. Tia Nerd's like, you need more DC. Hey, it's not me. It's DC. They're the ones sending out what they want to send out. I'm just reporting.
We'll let them know. We'll pass the message along.
When we get to Dark Night Terrors, we're gonna have a lot of DC.
Oh, geez.
You know it.
Cannot wait.
I know, right? Okay, over on our indie books, we got 8 titles from Dark Horse. IDW has 7 titles. Dynamite has 5. Boom Studios has 5. Scout Comics has 4 titles scheduled. And Antarctic Press has 3 titles. And then we're going to talk about the other single issues or 2 books that are coming out for her. All right. I already mentioned the Ali Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos. That's one of the books we're going to give away. James Tyden's book. It looks like a fun title. I'm interested to see what this book's about. I know we got a copy already. I didn't get a chance to read it, but I am interested about it. Another new book is going to be Hellboy and the BPR 1957 Fearful Cemetery number 1, Masquerade issue number 6, Space Job number 4, personal favorite of yours, right?
Love Space Job. I would love to have more Space Jobs.
Yeah. Also, we have Blue Book number 5, and somehow this week, Star Wars High Republic issue 6, 7, and 8. What's going on here, guys?
So
what's happening?
they explained it. I didn't really read it, the notice we got, but all 3 are releasing this week. Yes. So
are there all keys before we know anything crazy happening?
As far as I know, I haven't read them. As far as I know, they're not keys. But hey, if you're a person who hates waiting for the next part in the story, you can get 3 issues right in a row. This is
all in one shot, right? When I saw that, I was like, "Is this a typo?"
It's not. This is real.
All right. Over in IDW, you have a new book called Bridemore. That cover alone scares the bejesus out of me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It looks amazing.
Yep.
It looks like what Morbius should have looked like.
Yep.
You know what I mean? All right,
can't argue with that.
Dark Spaces, Good Deeds, issue number 2. Dungeons and Dragons, Saturday Morning Adventures, issue number 4. And yes, we got a My Little Pony Bridal Woodstock, number 1. Are the ponies getting high?
I haven't read this, but I don't think that's what's happening.
Okay, just make it because it is a Woodstock. It does say Woodstock. Peace, love.
There are other meanings for Woodstock.
And rock and roll
is Woodstock, right?
Peace, love, rock and roll. Just saying. All right, moving on. We got if you watch a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fix, we got the Last Ronin Lost Years number 4. You got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi Yojimbo Where When number 4, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures Continue number 2. Those are your IDW books for this week. Over at Dynamite, you got Starfinder, Angels, and Of the Drift, number 1. Vampirella versus Superpowers, number 2. Elvira in Monsterland, issue number 2. Also, Darkwind Duck, number 6, comes out this week. And 007 for King and Country, issue 3. I've heard good things about this 007 run.
I haven't picked up 007 in a while. I will say for Dynamite, they're my least favorite publisher right now because they make a million covers and it just flies up to, like I have to scroll. Like, okay, I get it. Like,
Yeah, that is a Dynamite way of thing.
Yeah.
An explosion. Get it? Explosion. Dynamite.
Bada boom.
Yeah, I'm here all week. All right. Boom Studios has The Seasons Have Teeth. The Neighbors number 4. Also, Creed, The Next Round, issue number 1, We got a Creed comic book coming up. Interesting, to say the least. All right. Power Rangers Unlimited, the Coinless #1, and the Expanse Dragon Tube #3. Yeah, I'm with you, C Bizzle. I'm actually kind of interested in Brian Moore. I'm not a big horror guy myself personally, but that cover by itself looks amazing. Okay. Scout Comics has a lot of #1 scheduled to come out this week. You have a book called Dust, The Quarry, Side Quest, and The Traveler's Guide to Floraria #1.
Close enough.
Yeah, close enough, right? Over at Antarctic Press, you got Fantasy Comics #1, Jungle Comics 17, and Manga Z issue #12.
So I don't know if you heard this, but Antarctic, they've got some AI covers coming out.
Ooh. Where they're dumping, right? What the F kind of comic is a boxing story going to make? Hey,
that's
they
a
made
really
it.
Weird comment. There's so much boxing manga and anime.
I don't know. It's Creed. People buy it. You get your first appearance of Creed in the comic book. Go pick it up now. It's a spec book. Blood Moon Comics has Pop-Up 3, Violent Descents 3, and Own of Arcs #3. Over at Mad Cave, you got Tales of Nottingham #5, Exorcists Never Die #3. Zenscope, you have Grim Fairy Tales 73. Gretel Mortal Vices #1. Whatnot Publishing, The Exile, Ninja Funk One Shot, Bolo's Playground. Woohoo! Yeah, I don't know. But it's actually a pretty cool David Mack cover. Cursed Verse, Belight Dawn #1. Legend Fell. Don't be mistaken with Legend Fall. #2. Over at American Mythology Production. Okay, I went backwards. Sumerian. It's been a while since I've seen a Sumerian book, but Soko #3 and Feeder #2. Aftershock has the 06 Protocol #3, and a book that's a holdover from last week's Sereno issue #3. Did that book actually come out yet? Or you don't know?
I think it did not make it to the.
Didn't make the list, so yeah. Sorry guys, it probably didn't make the list on time. It happens. All right, Vault is End After End issue #8. Source Point Press has Murder Booyaka #1. You like that title?
What's the publisher? I wasn't ready for this. What's the
That's Source Point Press, man. Source Point Press did it.
Okay. I haven't seen this one. Interesting.
Yeah. Ahoy Comics, The Gimmick #4. And over in Titans Comics, you got Heat Seeker, a Gun Honey series #1. People love Gun Honey, don't they?
Well, there's a Will Jack cover for this. That's
yeah.
You gotta look at.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then you have some other indie. These are the indies. Fair Square Comics, Sunshine Patriots #1. Keen Spot has Chopping Block 3, Rebellion, Battle Action #2. It's Alive, Roach Mill #4. I went backwards again. All right, and Invader Comics, you got Animals #1. That cover is kind of crazy to look at. Broadswords Comics, Tara, Witch of the Black Rose, issue 140. Asylum Press. This is the first time I actually hear of Asylum Press. They have Vampire Macabre. Macabre. You see, I'm terrible with these things. All right, Nazifer Special #1 and Fantagraphic Books Red Room Crypto Killers #2. And those are your books for this week. Okay. Any good books that you want to pick up?
Oh, I mean, I'm always going to grab Silk. We briefly talked about one of the giveaway books, which is the Supergirl cover for Action Comics. Detective Comics is continuing. I think there's maybe less hype books this week, but I think there's a lot of good reads in there.
Cool. Awesome. It's about that time. We've been an hour over in the show, but it's time for a giveaway, guys. So make sure you get that hashtag in. All right, so this is your last chance for today's giveaway. Make sure you put in Izzy vs. NYC. We got 17 entries who have put it in. Let's go ahead and go through this list one more time. We're going to be giving away the Supergirl cover of Action Comics 1056. That's going to be in the giveaway today. Thor 35, The Origin of Hela. We got the Riddler issue number 5, year 1. That's going to be the special written cover, which is a really cool cover. This is a really great cover. All right, we got that one. And of course, we got Christopher Chaos. The caveat to Christopher Chaos is if you are a channel member, you will win the foil edition. If you are a subscriber and you win, you're going to get the standard edition, but we're going to get them signed by the team. So that's going to be the great news there. We're going to get them signed. We just jumped to 22 entries just like that. Would you believe that? Can you believe that?
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Because Taylor Wynn just showed up in time. Taylor Wynn, what's going on, my man?
Taylor's going to win.
Taylor's going to win. It looks like we got everybody. Look at everybody just went. I got to get in on this giveaway. So with 23 entries in right now, and let's go ahead and do this. Who's going to win today?
People who complain about too much Marvel entered the giveaway. Just going to point that
out. Let's see. Kenneth Byrne, congratulations, Kenneth Byrne. You have won you have won. Go ahead and reach out to me in Instagram because I am terrible at saving people's information because I know I've sent you something before in the past. I got to keep a spreadsheet, man. I really do. But Kenneth, congratulations on winning today's giveaway item. Yeah, man, it's going to be awesome. Look, Comics Crusader just showed up, man. What's going on, Comics Crusader? Welcome to the channel, guys. You guys are great. Go check out their channel. There's a few things I want to plug, right? And more importantly, starting this Thursday, I'm going to be a guest. I'm going to be a guest at Brian LCS show. The Comic Book Community 411, he contacted me and he asked me if I could be a guest. So it's going to be this Thursday at 8:30. We're going to get the Comic Book Community live stream for. I don't know what to expect, man. I have to go back and look at his previous episodes to see what to expect. But it's going to happen this Thursday at 8:30. I'm looking forward to chatting with Brian. Brian's been on the show. We'll support his stuff. We got the Comic Book Community Awards. If you haven't, go check out the Comic Book Community Awards. Please go ahead and do so. It's going to be very important. So you have that going on. Also, I have a big announcement to share with you guys. And if it's really an announcement for channel members. If you are a channel member, I've been promising you a monthly giveaway box, and it's finally going to happen. Josh, it's gonna happen. We're gonna do our monthly giveaway box. We're gonna show you guys the items for July's monthly giveaway. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be some good stuff. So we're gonna be doing a lot of good stuff because on Saturday we're gonna be doing a really cool show. So Josh, tell us what we're doing on Saturday.
On Saturday, all right, you guys do not want to miss this. So, as you may have gathered, Izzy is great at buying comics and horrible at getting rid of them. We're going to make that your advantage. So, I'm going to grab my phone. We're going to go to Izzy's house on Saturday. He's got
right here.
10,000, 20,000 comics.
By
a
a
lot
house.
of them have not been touched since the early 90s. We're going to be selling them. We're going to be selling them on Whatnot. So we're going to be grabbing key issues, putting together lots, singles, taking requests. It sounds like we're going to do some mystery boxes as well, get you guys some good value.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want to miss Saturday's show. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know, if you are in Whatnot and you haven't used Whatnot, this is going to be a good opportunity for you because, again, I have some books, man, that I'm going to be sad to get rid of, Josh. I'll be honest.
I mean, last time we were there, we ended up finding, a Spider-Man Noir that ended up being a 9.8.
A 9.8 Spider-Man Noir. We found a Moon Knight #1. We found obviously a Deadpool 98, and that not Deadpool, New Mutants 98, first appearance of Deadpool. We found that was just some of the a Spawn comic book that was a very
Spider-Man, a ton of Batman, a lot of indies,
a lot of Ultimate Comics. So make sure you go ahead and use that. And also, Josh, talk a little bit about the Woods Live.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we talked about Wonder Woman. You can go to the Woods Live right now, and not only are you going to get that book for the bottom market price right now, you can get an additional 15% off with the code you see on the screen. All you have to do is type Izzyverse NYC at the checkout. You're going to get 50% off your whole order. You're going to get next day shipping. You will not regret it. But if you want to check out all of our links, please use the QR code to check out the website, Facebook, the Instagram. Everything's going to be there.
Okay. So show that book one more time. Give us a nice little close up of that book so we can give it some love.
You want a close up of the Wonder Woman, eh?
Give me a close up of the Wonder Woman. Let's go ahead and see that Wonder Woman.
Yourself.
Well, I'm gonna switch. I gotta switch to you, right? Give you the solo.
Look at you. Look at this.
Look at that shiny. You get to see the reflection right with that shiny book. So that book right now, what you're selling it for right now online?
So on my website, you can get this for $40. I don't see this going for less than $50 anywhere else. So to me, it's a no-brainer.
And with the 15% off,
plus the 15%, so $40 minus 15% off. That's what you can get this right here. We got a couple of copies. Get it before it sells out. We also have, if you need your Ultimate Invasion foil, we got a couple of those. We're just full of foils. We just like shiny.
We're just foily goodness, right? Foily goodness. Yeah. All right, Josh. It's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Likewise. I'm
tired. I'm hungry. Make sure you guys go check out the Monday night lineup. We got some great shows coming up today. Right now, S. Vaughn. Go to S. Vaughn 82. Tell him Izzy sent you. He's having his show. He has a special guest, Frank Bees, also at 8:30 TM Nerdy. 8:35 TM Nerdy is going to be doing Between the Lines. He's going to have a special guest as well. And if you guys want to stay up late at night, go check out the Mondays Hall Live with Carlos Collects Comics at 11 p.m. We got a lot of stuff going on today, guys. It is a big show. We will see you soon. It's always a pleasure to have you guys in the show. And just want to give a huge shout out to our channel members. So with that said, guys, Excelsior.